Good evening. It's Thursday, July 16th, and this is Done by Dark. Tonight, a rare admission from the White House, a record quarter from the company that builds the world's most advanced chips, an economy sending decidedly mixed signals, and a World Cup final that is, at last, set. We start in Washington. For weeks, the government's handling of the so-called Epstein-files, the trove of records tied to the disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein, has been a political headache for the administration, which had promised revelations that its own document release didn't deliver. Today, one of its most prominent voices simply owned it. In a long interview released this week with the podcaster Joe Rogan, Vice President J.D. Vance was asked about that botched rollout, and he didn't dodge. Quote, "If people want to say we mishandled the Epstein release, guilty." He put the blame on the messaging, saying the Attorney General had overstated what the government actually had in hand. For context, this is a genuinely large trove, on the order of 6 million documents. Vance also went further in that interview, alleging Epstein had ties to intelligence agencies, a claim he offered no evidence for and one we can't verify, so we flag it as exactly that, an unproven assertion. What we can tell you is that the story isn't fading. Just this week, a Goldman Sachs lawyer was questioned by a House committee over emails she had exchanged with Epstein. The document fight now belongs to Congress, to the engine room of the economy now. Taiwan Semiconductor, the company that manufactures the world's most advanced chips, the ones that run artificial intelligence, reported its quarter and it was a record. Profit jumped about 77% from a year ago, sailing past what Wall Street had penciled in. The driver is no mystery, the world's bottomless appetite for AI chips. The company booked its first revenue from a new, more advanced generation of chip making, and, notably, it raised its forecast for the rest of the year. If you want one unglamorous gauge of whether the AI build-out is still accelerating, this is it. And right now, the needle points up. That's the market, by the way, not advice. But zoom out from the chip factories, and the picture gets murkier. The Federal Reserve's latest survey of the economy, out today, found a real split screen. The World Cup, playing across American cities, gave bars, restaurants, and hotels a genuine lift. Underneath that, though, the Fed flagged warning signs. Everyday shoppers growing more cautious, pulling back on spending. A boom in the chips that build the future, and a quiet caution in the wallets of the present. And speaking of that World Cup, the final is set, and it took a stunner to set it. Argentina, trailing England late, roared back to win 2-1, with Lionel Messi at the heart of the comeback. So Sunday in New Jersey, it's Argentina against Spain for the trophy. So here's what to watch tomorrow. First, the Federal Reserve. Its meeting is now under 2 weeks away, caught between cooler inflation at home and oil prices pushed higher by the fighting overseas. Second, whether the Epstein document fight escalates as Congress keeps pulling threads. And third, the countdown to Sunday, Argentina and Spain, for it all. And that's Thursday. Done by dark. A day of plain admissions and record numbers, of an economy booming in one place and bracing in another. Rest easy tonight, take care of each other, and we'll be right back here tomorrow evening to wrap whatever comes next. Good night.